Hello. Welcome in. As you come in, please drop a little love in the chat. What we're going to do is I'm expecting people to join me that know me. And I'm hoping there's some new people that maybe don't know me as well. So if you are new to this, drop new in the chat. If you true to this, drop true to this in the chat. I am going to let people start populating in, um, and then we'll get started in a little bit. And if I know you, let me know who's in the chat. Oh, I see. I got to change this live chat where all messages are visible. Okay, awesome. And make sure, let me know if you can hear me clearly too. Yes, you can come say hi. I have a special guest with me today. Please don't knock the light over.
Hi.
Hey, I don't know who's there. That's the thing about YouTube live streaming. It's a worldwide web is out there. Okay, bye. Welcome to Creating Calm in Chaos. I am Dr. Nikki. If you don't know me, I am hey, thank you. I am a licensed psychologist, a therapist, a pleasure coach, and I'm also always first a Black woman in America, raising a liberated Black girl in America, and um, across the past, well, years, but definitely these last 38 days, have been just really experiencing my own stress and worry, and anxiety and panic at times in the uncertainty of our current authoritarian regime takeover experience in the US. But certainly have been talking a lot in my sessions with my clients about their experience. And while I will never gaslight anybody into believing that the tools and techniques we're going to use tonight in terms of grounding and breathing exercise are a cure all for the things that we're experiencing, I do know that we can operate from our most empowered self and the best version of ourselves if we're able to stay active in grounding ourselves, staying focused, and being fully present. And so I wanted to spend this time with you this evening to work through some ways that you can use on your own with your loved ones in community to do that for yourself. I talk to my clients all the time about meditating and grounding, and I feel like they'd be like, okay, yes, yes. Like theoretically, I get it, but they don't always do it. So This is, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna create a live and we're gonna do it together. So that is the purpose of our time this evening. And if you're just logging in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Nikki. If you would please just let me know if you are new to me, or if you have known me. So in the chat, we if you want to introduce yourself, you can, but for sure in the chat, drop in new to this. But if you true to this, go ahead and let me know. This is my first ever YouTube live. I am excited to spend this time with you, but also a little anxious because I don't know who's on the other side of this. Um, I know I'm expecting some people to, hey, there we go. True. We love it. That's all I needed. Thank you very much for dropping that in there. So we know we are living in this time of significant political upheaval. It's been this slow descent into this hellscape that we currently live in. And then it also, to me, feels like the last 38 days since the new administration has taken office, that there's been this really intense acceleration, and the acceleration is chaotic. It's a mixture of intentional hate, intentional dismantling, a whole lot of privilege, a whole lot of incompetence, and a whole lot of poor communication, and all driven by very broken, greedy men who have never done their own trauma work. Like at the end of the day, that is the fundamental issue. And so that sort of space sort of trickles down to all of us, right? That level of chaos and divisiveness and confusion and hatred trickles down to everybody. So we're all feeling it. And again, in my identity as a Black woman, in my politics, in the clients that I work with, and value and appreciate, um, the structures are looking less and less like ones that will facilitate even the bare minimum of a quality of life. And that is psychologically deeply threatening, right? Whether you have been so far tangibly, materially impacted by this administration or not, we've all been psychologically impacted, right? And that's my jam. That's my space, right? um, it is really important to acknowledge that while this current moment feels really intense and sort of has a different level of gravity, we've been going through it for a good long time, right? And one of the things that we know is that chronic stress, or living in a state of chronic distress, is extremely harmful to the body, right? So it causes harm not only psychologically, but then it can also cause harm physiologically. And so the tools that I want to offer you tonight, again, they're not stopgaps, but no, that's the wrong thing. They're not solutions, but they can sometimes be stopgaps, right? So I want to talk a little bit about the sort of science of what I mean when I talk about the importance of getting grounded and being able to be calm in the chaos. So I am going to, and if you have any questions, any comments, any amens, anything you want to drop in the chat at any point, just let me know. I mean, just go ahead and do it. I want this to be an engaged experience, even though it's kind of one way. What I would love to know is just kind of whether sort of my assessment about how things are and how it feels in this moment rings true for you or not, if any of it resonates for you while I pull up my other screen. Okay. Let me know if you are okay. You are seeing this screen. What I can't see is the chat. If you would just give me 1 second. Nope. Okay. I would like to be able to see everybody. Um, okay. Oh, Thank you for your patience. Oh, perfect. I did it. I did it. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yes, actual and factual. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. Um, and in this time, no, y'all, I'm annoyed because I can't figure out how to. Give me 1 second. I'm so glad it's family in here while I figure this out. Oh, replace the other window. What you mean? There's no available windows. Okay, we won't do that. Thank you all for your patience while I get back to you. Okay, here we go. When I say I lost y'all altogether, I mean that. Um, I'm gonna stay here even though I can't see you. So, when we talk about the impact of chronic distress, we're really talking about nervous system dysregulation. In specific, we have these components of our nervous system that works optimally and ideally. They work in tandem. They're sort of like an accelerator and a brake. And so we have the sympathetic nervous system, and then we have the parasympathetic nervous system. So when you hear people talk about fight or flight, right? Like you experience a stimulus, you experience some type of activation. I know you've heard me talk about fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, right? When that is happening, you are having your sympathetic nervous system, it is popping on. It's like, what is happening? Threat recognized. We are ultimately about survival no matter what. So let's figure out a way to manage this situation. And that is supposed to be a cascade of things that happens in your body, from a perception of threat physiologically to best prepare your body to survive whatever the threat is. And then what's supposed to happen automatically and consistently is that your parasympathetic nervous system is then also supposed to come online to say, okay, whoo, threat averted, right? Like, okay, we good. Made it. Just kidding. That wasn't an intruder. It was just the shower curtain falling down, right? Like, we're okay. And so then we go into what you may sometimes have heard called rest and digest. But when you're experiencing chronic distress, where there is potential harm and threat coming at you constantly on a regular basis, what you experience is a very dysregulated, out of sync sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So what happens is that sympathetic, baby, it stay ready. Like, it's like you, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, right? And so what you might experience is or ways that you might be able to identify if you are experiencing nervous system dysregulation, shallow breathing. And by that, I mean, when we are at rest, the easiest way to know how we should be breathing is if you've ever seen or watched a baby breathe. A baby sleeping, the way that belly like rises and falls, rises and falls, right? Fully extended, soft belly. That's how we should be breathing, right? Into all four corners of our lungs. Most of us are actually kind of breathing shallowly. We're like, you know, maybe like top two lobes, right? So shallow breathing, muscle tension. Some common areas are our jaw. I know that is one for me. Neck, forehead, or even here in the eye area. I sometimes, when I am most dysregulated, will even have like tension in the arches of my feet, right? So you'll experience sort of like this sustained muscle tension, right? Remember, ready to fight, ready to flight, right? You also may experience irritability, emotional volatility, right? Just like everything feels a little agitated, like it's grating. You can see changes in sleep, so having prolonged poor sleep or inconsistent deep sleep, poor appetite, or experiencing digestive issues, stomach upset, or like not being able to fully read your hunger cues, even brain fog, difficulty concentrating. Hypervigilance is like this sense of like, I got to be on, I got to be on all the time, right? I'm looking out for something. anxiety, maybe even elevating or escalating up to a sense of panic, and then social isolation, withdrawal, a sense of disconnection, or depression. So, what I'd like for you to do is sort of in a moment of vulnerability, think about of this list, are there three that really jump out to you? And if there are, you can either like drop an emoji in the chat that represents them, or like list them out for us. Let us know which symptoms of a nervous system dysregulation most are activated for you. Oh, did I lose y'all altogether? What in the world? Hmm. 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna stop sharing. I am so sorry. Um, my what happened? Okay. Did it just stop responding? Where is it? No. Are y'all here? Have y'all been here this whole time? I am so confused right now. Yes. I could not find y'all at all. Um, I am so appreciative of you all just hanging in there for me because I was like, where's the tab? My God. And now I am not where I want to be. Baby, I tell you what, y'all love me and I appreciate it because I am pure confusion right now. Okay, let me get out of this. This is where I need to be. No, what is happening right now? I don't want none of this. Get out of here. Y'all, I am so. This is where I need to be. My God. But how do I get back to y'all? This is the thing. I don't want to connect to streaming software. I want to go back to where the people are. Okay. I don't like this screen, but I'm gonna stay with this screen. Um no, Mercury isn't in retrograde. It ain't even that. It is just too many things. So nervous system dysregulation. I'm not gonna even hold y'all. I had slides. We're gonna leave them alone. The part that I would like to share is nervous system regulation. That's what we're trying to get to, right? When your nervous system is regulated, you will experience opposite of things. Can I at least just please get my little notes back up, Lord? Um, and then the other thing, y'all, is I got a damn Mac last September because I thought I was a cool kid. I can't stand this computer. I want to throw it out the window all the time. Um, so when we talk about nervous system regulation, we're talking about pretty much the opposite of all the things that I was talking about, right? So you are able to be more fully present in your body when you are regulated, right? So that sort of on and off is happening very seamlessly. But what that also means is um you're not wasting a lot of energy focusing on survival. And when you free up that, first of all, mental space, as well as take those physiological reactions offline, you allow other normal, optimal processes in the body to happen. And then mentally, that typically also looks like you have greater access to what we call your prefrontal cortex, the things that help you strategize, the things that help you create, the things that help you imagine, the things that help you dream and problem solve and make a plan and be fully present in the moment when you are connected with other people, when you are experiencing joy, when you are experiencing pleasure, when you are feeling wholly alive, where you can be with other people because you're not keeping your head on the swivel, right? And so the purpose of our time tonight, I will move forward with the rest of the conversation, is to practice some of those skills specifically. One of them is we're going to first start with some very simple breathing exercises. If you all would give me one opportunity to try one other thing, I'm distracted because the screen I am in is me looking at me and not me actually being me. Does that make sense? Like I'm seeing what y'all see, and then there's a delay, and I'm distracted by myself. I'm gonna see if I click this button, if it gets me back to where I want it to be. Nothing happened. I clicked it, and it's just nothing. All right. Okay. I gotta let it go. That's what I gotta tell myself. Um, I love that answer. Um, so let's start with breathing. I'm gonna actually have you do a couple things tonight. First, we're just going to do some breathing exercises to help you connect with the difference between that shallow breathing and what we mean in terms of like deep belly breathing, that more diaphragmatic breathing. And why is that important? Because when you oxygenate the cells, like all of them, even the ones in the brain, it like makes everything else go better, right? So we always can start with the breath. The other thing about everything that I want to offer you tonight is something that you can do on your own, and many of these things can be done no matter where you are, like no matter where the setting is. So I want to remind you that when we are in times like this, right, where there is way more coming at us, where the opportunity to be dysregulated is even higher than normal, um, you may have to engage these tools more consistently. And I want to tell you right now, give yourself permission to do that. Ain't nothing wrong with you if you have to engage these more intentionally, more regularly, day in and day out. It will not always be the case, but that might be where you are right now, or when you're in any state of real distress, right? So the breath is the easiest one because it's ours. And also, as long as you're breathing, you are alive. You know that, right? And as long as you're alive, you got options. So really get granular about it, like really down to like practical terms in that way. So the first type of breathing we can do, I actually hate it, but it works. I don't know. I hate it. So we'll do the one I hate, but it's very popular and effective. And then we'll do the one that I like, but it's maybe harder, but I prefer it. Okay. So the first breathing exercise is, so what I'll do is I'll demonstrate, and then I want you to join in, and we'll do like 2 rounds of of each kind. So the first is box breathing. I'm sure everybody here is familiar with box breathing. And that looks like inhale through your nose to a count of 4. You hold that breath for a count of 4, and then a slow exhale through your mouth for a count of 4. You hold that exhalation out for a count of 4. Inhale again for a count of 4. Pause for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. So it is inhale and exhale punctuated by holds. And if you can't start with 4, like if that feels too much for you, hold it as long as you can, right? Try to inhale as much as you can. And then you're going to hold for that same period of time, exhale for that period of time, and then hold for that same period of time. So if you can start with 4, we're going to go with 4. And the other reason why I have you here, Chica, is so you can practice. We're going to do this together. All right. Are you listening? We're going to do box breathing. Okay. All right. So let's do our first round. Hi. The first thing you want to do is make sure you're comfortable. For this, you do want to be sitting up. You want sort of your diaphragm to be as unrestricted as possible. Um, you're sitting in a chair, leaning in the bed, whatever. Trust that surface to hold you, right? Let it work. And so we're gonna inhale. We're gonna inhale slowly for 4. I'm gonna count for us. Inhale on 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. We got it? Okay. I'm going to do it with you. So we're going to do 2 rounds with me doing it now. Okay. 3, 2, 1. How was that? How do we feel? Let me know on a scale of 1, I think I could fall asleep any moment, to 10, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. I don't feel any different. Tell me what number you would give yourself after that round of box breathing.
10.
A 10. The disrespect is always in the own house. I, for whatever reason, box breathing kind of stresses me out. I don't know. I feel like it's that long hold. My body doesn't really like it. Um, I would say I probably give myself like a 6, a 5 after that. 6-ish. Yeah. So what I will do sometimes is use the box breathing as like get me started, right? It's like a way for me to sort of signal into my body like we're getting ready to like slow some stuff down and really fully check in. Okay. 6-ish, 5. Anybody else? How we feeling after the box breathing? Again, 1 is total zen. 10 is absolutely not. I still feel keyed up. And you still saying 10? You holding at 10?
Yeah.
You're rude. 7. Okay. We'll take it. 7.
Fine, I'll give it an 8.
An 8. All right. So the next approach is 4-7-8 breathing. I think it is harder to do, but I think because it forces me to really slow down, I can settle into it a little bit more. And so I like this approach better. And so what you do is the same thing. You're doing a slow inhale for a count of 4, and then it jumps. We go from like novice level to like, you know, master. We sit at, that's a horrible word. So you breathe in for a 4, and then you hold for 7, and then you exhale for 8. So what you're doing is lengthening your exhale for twice of the inhale. What the reason why you do these like stops, holds, or you focus on slowing down the exhale or extending the exhale, the the way that your brain, body, nervous system is reacting is to really stimulate the central nerve, vagal nerve in your body, and it is the one that sort of clues in that the parasympathetic nervous system needs to come online, right? So that's sort of the logic behind it. So 4, breathe in, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Again, if you can't start with those lengths of time, just make sure that you are holding for a count longer than your inhale, and that you're exhaling for a count longer than your inhale, right? So we're going to do inhale for 4, and we're going to hold for 7. And then we're going to exhale for 8. Okay. So let's do a couple together, and I'll just be counting. Inhale, exhale. Let's do a couple more rounds of that. So we're going to inhale, hold, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. As you're inhaling through your nose, you really think about breathing into all 4 corners of your lungs. You really want to feel that belly extending. And you hold. And the exhale is slow out through the nose. you should feel your belly contracting, right? You're pushing out all of that depleted oxygen. One more time. Okay, check in with me. Same thing. Scale of 1, I feel more relaxed and present. 10, what are we doing? Let me know. I would say I'm like at a 4 or 3.
I'll give you a 5.
Okay. And then I'm also would love to hear which one did you prefer? Do we have box breathers in here? Do we have 478 breathers in here? Don't really notice the difference. 4. For me, I think that that slow exhale sort of challenges me to be really more present, and it shuts down a lot of the like ooh that's happening. There's something about those two pauses in the box breathing that just my brain does not like it. Yeah, that 478. Yeah, it feels like I don't know. It's just the way to go. So those are two that you have in your pocket. There's a couple other ones. You could do a slow inhale of 4, and then you can do 2 more short inhales, hold, and then release for a longer period. So that'll look like, and you can work up to where you're doing upwards of like 7 of those short inhales at the top, and then you're always going to exhale out longer. So you can play around with it and try some other ones, but you at least have these ones in your pocket, right? And I will say, like, there are times during the day or whatever where I'm just like, who am I? What's happening, right? And even if I just do a couple rounds of that, it's enough to sort of like get me going. Janice said the 478 is less stressful. It is. My spirit feels like that like holding your own breath twice like that just is not. That's not for us. Okay, so those are breathing low key in any situation. You could be standing in the grocery store and do yes. I feel in danger. That second hole, I feel like, am I trying to kill myself? Like, why can't I breathe? So the 478 does it works very differently for me. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Um, but if you're in line in the grocery store or wherever, like you can do this breath, you can do this breathing. Nobody ain't gotta know, right? In a team meeting, and you want to go off on somebody, come back to your breath, the 478. And even if you can't remember box or 478, even if you just put your hand on your belly and focus on lifting that hand up and down, right? Like just really getting into that deep belly breathing. So the next one we're gonna do is fun, but you probably will get clocked if you were doing this out in public. But it is so helpful. What we're gonna do is some vagal nerve stimulation. There's a couple different options. One is actually gargling. So you could go to the bathroom and just gargle some warm water or mouthwash or whatever. That sensation, um, it stimulates the vagus nerve. The other way that I think is more fun, but also again a little bit awkward if you were in public and just started doing this, is humming. So we're gonna do a couple different humming iterations. So first, what we're gonna do is just at whatever tone that feels natural to you, we're gonna just hum for as long as you can do it. Usually for me, um, I can get to about a count of like 7 or 8. And I am gonna stand fully in the awkwardness of this in this moment as I demonstrate. So What you're gonna do is just like hum. That was a little bit longer. Maybe the breathing helped set me up, right? So it's humming. So we're gonna do it together, and that's just the tone that comes out naturally for me. I don't really think about it, and you're gonna do it too. We're gonna be awkward together, okay, y'all? Three, two, one. Again, and you hold it as long as you can. Three, two, one. As you're doing it, once you get past that sort of awkward, what is happening? Who am I? Why would I do this? Really think about where you're feeling that vibration. See if you can really get tapped into the mindfulness of like, for me, I can feel it like this top lip is sort of vibrating, even here in my nose. The goal is for you to feel it as much through your like the back of your throat and in your neck as possible. You really want to experience that vibration. Next, we're going to do humming, but we're going to go intentionally for a higher pitch. And so, as you're intentionally going for a higher pitch, the same thing, I want you to be mindful of where you feel it different, right? Do you feel it in the top of your throat? What it feels like differently? Is it a faster vibration or the same? Okay. You ready? Three, two, one. Don't judge me. I'm not on anybody's key. So for that one, I feel mine higher, like almost like in the like my soft palate, and I don't feel it nearly as much here, like in the front of my face. So let's do the high one more time. What do we think? I felt it in my head. Yes. So now we're gonna modulate. We're gonna go low, medium, high, high, medium, low. Okay? Why are you looking at me like I don't know what to do? Get out. Excuse us. We're not all trained vocalists. Okay. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. I can't get back up high. Let's try it again. That was hard. So this last one, you play with it. You modulate in whatever way that naturally feels good to you, but play around with that high and low until you sort of depleted that breath. Okay. So your own little melody, whatever feels good to you. Start high, go low, start in the middle, whatever feels good. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. What do we think about that? First of all, I'm curious to know, have any of you all ever done humming to stimulate your vagus nerve? Vegas, not like Las Vegas, like VAGUS. I don't know why. It is harder to do. VAGUS. Let me put it in the chat. Yes. So that I should get you in your head maybe a little bit too much. That might turn on a little bit too much perfectionism or your cognitive stuff. So the gargling, you could do that, and you could do the same thing with the gargling, like change the tone. I love it. I am just new to using the humming. Um, but I really like it. For me, I think there's like a playful element to it too, which causes feelings of more pleasant feelings. Um, and it very much does pull me out of my head and any sort of like distraction and more into my body. Maybe you did it wrong. And it may require more practice, Chinese, right? You really want to focus on doing it and relaxing your jaw. So you might want to like stretch that jaw out first. I don't know if this mic is strong enough for y'all to like hear all my jaw cracking, right? This is like my biggest source of tension right here. Grinding my teeth and stuff. So maybe work on doing that first. And then you might want to start high, because when you're going high, at least for me, I'm not using as much of the throat. So you can like stretch out your throat first and then focus on releasing that jaw and then doing the humming. Okay. Again, you can do this as many times as you want. I don't know if any of you all will resonate with this experience, but I know for me growing up in the South, I felt like there was always a humming black woman around me. Like when I first started learning about humming as like a vagus nerve activation, I was like, we have deep wisdom in us that we don't even fully understand like how profound it is. Like my mom used to do this. I'm gonna see if I can recreate it all the time. Wait, I can't do it. It's yeah, you know exactly like Nana used to do it, right? It's kind of like mm, I'm not gonna be able to pull it up now. Mm, how does it go, Munchie? Something like that, like a wait. Mm, mm, it's something. When I figure it out, y'all, I'm gonna let you know what it is. But yes, right? Y'all know that they was humming for a reason, right? And sometimes a lot of I don't know, I shouldn't say a lot, but a lot of times she was humming to like I could tell she was humming to prevent herself from crashing out. Like she was like, you know what? Let me take myself somewhere else, right? She would use sort of humming as a way to like, okay. So we have these things in us, right? And so if there are songs or melodies that you want to use in the humming, you can do that, right? You can add layers to it. Okay. No, we're going to do the last piece. So, um I hope that those have felt helpful to you. What I'd love for you to do is just sort of scan your body and check in real quick. Um think about how you felt maybe at the start of the live. I know I'll think about that 5 minute period of time where you all were lost in the ether to me and use that as a baseline of comparison to maybe like how you feel now. And just check in with me. Do you feel more present on a scale of 1 to 10? Like maybe where are you in just the whole session? I think I would probably give myself like a 4 or 3. I'm having fun. 5. Contrary. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. You know it's gonna drive us nuts over here. Um, trying to figure out that little melody my mama used to make. Okay, we'll take a 4. So this last part, I'm really excited to do with you all. I think that this is, if you take nothing else away from this evening, I think that the next part is the piece that I really hope you're able to sit in fully, and that it provides some lasting calm and groundedness and connection for you as the rest of the night goes on, as the rest of the weekend goes on. And what I will do is get with my executive assistant to help me figure this out. I created this guided visual meditation that we're about to do myself. This is the first time I'm doing it here. What I will do is create a recording of it for sharing. So I want to do it here live with you all first, and then I will, once that's the recording is done, I will provide that to you, and please feel free to share it widely. So the reality is, we live in someone else's imagination. And the someone else's imagination is one that is quite limited. It is born out of a sense of objectification and ownership, which leads to hierarchy and division, scarcity. Um, and what I deeply believe is, we cannot have the liberated world that we know we are worthy of, that we know we can coexist in, without us um, passionately, vehemently, intensely creating it for ourselves. And everything starts in our imagination, everything starts in our mind. We cannot create a world that we cannot first envision. So, for this last half of our time this evening, I want us to focus on our vision for a safe, joyful, equitable, inclusive, pleasure centered, abundant, thriving future. So, for this, it is best if you can close your eyes and really get fully present in your body. If closing your eyes doesn't feel safe or doesn't make you feel safe, if you just want to soften your gaze, sort of let your gaze go unfocused, you can look sort of down your cheeks or down your nose. That's another way for you to start to engage. We're going to take a deep inhale together. Slow exhale. And allow your body to really settle into this moment. If you're sitting, to put your feet flat on the floor. Get connected to the bottom of your feet touching the surface. Feel the gravity, feel the weight of the surface, the earth beneath you. Really sit in the solidity and stability of the surface that you're sitting on or you're laying on. Take a moment to get fully comfortable. Get those little wiggles out. Figure out where's the best position. If you are in bed and you want to recline, do all of that. Fully relax into the fullness of your body. I want you to open your mind's eye, and let's begin to build and color in our ideal liberated future. As you think about your ideal vision for a liberated future, what do you see in your immediate surroundings? Are you in a dwelling? Are you outside in nature? Notice the colors around you. What are the textures? Can you hear any sounds? What are they? Is it voices, nature sounds? Is there music? What's the overall vibe, rhythm, feel? Is there a scent in the air? Can you feel sensations on your skin? Check in with your body right now. If you could just curiously scan from the top of your head, the crown of your head, to the bottom of your feet. Notice any sensations without judgment, without trying to change them. Just notice. Are you still holding tension in any places? If so, breathe into those spaces. Can you release just a little bit more into this present moment, into this vision? So, inhale into those tense spaces and exhale out the tension, release. In your liberated world, as your vision becomes clearer, who's with you? Who are the people in your community? Friends, family? In your liberated future, how do you decide who gets to call family? Is it just people that you're blood related to? Or does it include folks that you are connected to and bonded with across other parts of yourself? What does the community you live in look like? What are the agreements you all have decided to live by? How do you know you are community? Again, without judgment, what do you notice about how you're feeling as you envision this world you're building? In your liberated future, connected to friends, family, community, what does it feel like in your body right now? Where is it? Is it a sense of warmth, a sense of peace? See if you can really tap into the quality, the texture, the felt sense of living in that world. Now ask yourself if any of those feelings are familiar. Can you connect any of those feelings you've noticed with any other experiences in your current life right now. As you inhale, allow the sensations that you're experiencing to expand as big as you can imagine. And as you exhale, feel those feelings settling in to your body, making home in your body. As you deepen and color your vision for your liberated world, how do you spend your days? As you wake up in the morning, how do you feel in your body? In your liberated future, how are you experiencing joy in that world? At the end of your days, how do you measure if it was a good day or not? What does success look like? Does success even matter in your liberated world? Check in with your body again. What do you notice about how you're feeling as you envision this brighter, more colorful, more textured, more nuanced, more alive, liberated world you're building in your imagination? Where does all of that resonate in your body? Can you connect it with any other past experiences you've had? Again, as you inhale, allow those sensations to expand as wide and deeply as possible. And as you exhale, find ways to tuck it in, hold it in, cement them into your body. In your beautiful, colorful, vibrant, joyful, equitable, liberated future, do you feel safe? And if so, how do you know you're safe? Is everyone you care about safe? And how do you know this? What are the agreements you have made to ensure everyone's safety in this connected, well resourced, equitable, joyful, beautiful, liberated world? Scan your body again from the crown of your head to the bottom of your feet. As you sit in this vision of safety, where do you feel that in your body right now? What does safety feel like in your body? Can you become more familiar with that feeling? Invite that feeling to take up space in your body, in your mind. Take a moment and just sit in the fullness of this beautiful vision of a liberated world you have created for yourself and those you love most. As you sit in these feelings of connection, joy, safety, you notice without judgment or doubt. Inhale all of the goodness, the richness, the fullness of this moment. Exhale any sense of fear, doubt, scarcity, lack. So, because we experience time in a linear way, we tell ourselves that something must happen first, and then we experience our feelings second in reaction to that. The truth is, it goes both ways. So, I want you to really harness these feelings, your felt sense, those sensations in your body of connection, joy, safety. Memorize where they sit in your body, how they feel, how you recognize them. What are their qualities? What are their intensities? What are their textures? And know that you can pull up these feelings in your body anytime you need them. Your body can create them. Your body knows them. They are yours. So as you go back out into your world tonight, tomorrow, the next day, practice intentionally connecting with these feelings whenever you need to feel calm, grounded, and present. And as many times as you have throughout the days and weeks, go back to this beautiful, bright, inclusive, equitable, joyful, pleasure centered, abundant, safe, liberated world. Consider all the ways you can intentionally engage and amplify these feelings in your body day to day. I want you to slowly start to bring your awareness back into your space. Wiggle your fingers and toes. You can rotate your ankles, your wrists. Stretch. When you're ready, open your eyes. Reorient yourself into your room. Come back to earth. How was that? How do you feel in your body now using our same scale?
I'll give you like an 8.
You went up? The eight is high.
I know. Oh, do you not want a high score?
Because remember, more tenths,
Oh,
right?
right.
Yeah.
Right. My bad, y'all. I take that back.
Okay.
I'll like give you like a 3.
Okay, we'll take a 3. 2. I love it. I love it. Would you be willing to just share um, at least one thing from your vision? If there was something that stood out the most to you, or just something you want to make sure you communicate to the people here that shared this experience with you, I would love to know. I will share that for me, um, my liberated future is always a perfect 78 degrees, uh, partly cloudy skies, sunny. Um, there is clean air. Um, all the sounds I associate with joy, laughter, music, good conversation. There is space for everybody that is committed to owning their own shit, working on their own shit, and being accountable to themselves and the community. What was in your vision?
I'll keep that to myself.
Just give me one thing.
Um, no disagreements.
No disagreements. No disagreements ever?
Like with stupid things.
Okay, with stupid things. Okay, Aisha says outside, community, shared resources, somewhere warm, safety as the norm, joy as the norm, talking, Saturday cleaning, music, dancing. Yes, accountable to ourselves and each other. Lots of plants. I love it. Food, medicine, sand, water, ocean breeze, sunny skies. Yes, yes, I love it. You all can come back to this anytime you need to. And I do sincerely believe that, um, well, I know the fuckery is designed to distract us, right? Our brains are hardwired to assess for threat. So our brains are really not working that hard to keep us in this constant state of distress. The harder work is pushing back against that. So even though these tools, little exercises, seem simple, they're accessible to you, they're work because you are requiring your brain to move away from prioritizing threat to prioritizing safety. And the reason why I asked you to really think about the embodiment thereof is because the more you can embody it and know that you can access it, the more you have awareness of how precious those feelings are, and the less likely you are to let somebody, something come and disrupt that for yourself. It's a sense of empowerment. I want to thank you all so much for being here with me this evening, even through all of the technical difficulties and challenges. I am building this YouTube channel. So please subscribe. Please tell a friend, a coworker, somebody, have them subscribe. I am doing all the editing myself, so be patient with me. Um, as the as my posts continue to show up. I already have an episode around community that I have recorded. My goal is to get it out tomorrow because I wanted to get a episode about community um, out before the very end of Black History Month. There's an episode out now on the channel that is about Black love and the radical act that is just Black love. So hit that thumbs up, subscribe for me, and I will be going live more often in this space, and well as working on building my own online community because I'm trying to divest from social media as much as possible, as well as create real safe spaces for us. So be on the lookout for all of that. So thank you all so very much. There you are. Um, this is the Munchkin.
You can see more of me because I know that's what you guys want.
You see what I have to live with? uh Good night, y'all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Munchie, now I gotta find out how to end it. Thank you so much for coming. Bye. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna end now.